Who wants to go first? Thank you.
Is there a sense that that's one that got away after the start you made, Chris?
Yeah, we made a really good positive start, and we did what we needed to do against Georgia. We got the opening goal, and then we just got to do a professional job and go and kill the game. And the second one is done and dusted normally, but for whatever reason, we came out in the second half for 5 or 10 minutes. It was all right, and then we just sat back a bit, invited them on, and they're good, and they've got good enough players to create something on our day when we're at our best. We go 1-0 up in a game like that, we come away with the points. But we looked indecisive defensively, individually, for large parts of the second half, and in the last 20 minutes or last 15 or 20 minutes when we were trying to push, the game became open. We had some good opportunities offensively, and we just lacked that final touch or find a little bit of composure. So both ends really, and I think that was down to fatigue also. But yeah, to be honest, Georgia could have won it themselves. They counter-attacked us, and we just kept backing off, and we haven't done that for a long, long time. So I was disappointed more with the way we went about our business. It's a point. We wanted the 3. I think if you compare it to the last campaign where we won 3 home games, drew 2. We've won 1 and drawn 1, and the one we've drawn is the one really that we should have taken 3 points. You're looking to take 3 points, so we're disappointed that we've only got 1 point, and we'd be disappointed as well with how we dealt with certain parts of our game.
Chris, with the positive start against Moldova and a pretty good point in Austria, do you think this is maybe the reality check that some were expecting at some point in this campaign?
Yeah, I think you're never always going to have it all. I'd be amazed if we'd have gone through the campaign without the blip and without somebody giving you a little tap on the shoulder to just remind you how difficult it is at this level. Got one today for sure. So, I'm not used to being disappointed at the end of 90 minutes with this lot. They're disappointed themselves because we've missed an opportunity. I think, the big thing is to get that first goal, and we did it. We started very well, very confident, very bright, and then it was almost, it's going to take care of itself, and it never does. You have to take care of your own business, and that was a disappointment that we never saw the job through. Normally, when we're under a bit of pressure, we get together and we see it out for 5 or 10 minutes. But we didn't do that. And I got to say, I'll take some responsibility in the second half. I put some substitutions on and made it open, tried to keep 3 up. So there was gaps, but I just thought, some of the players we've got, we can do something that can get us a goal. And just disappointed we got into 1 or 2 good situations, and we never finished it off. But equally, Georgia will be a bit disappointed on the second half for 20 minutes where they had 1 or 2 chances where they could have won the game, where by half time it should have been done and dusted. So we've missed the chance.
You said you had a disappointment being there. Yesterday you spoke about you don't sort of look at it until 5 games in, and you used the word a blip, but the fact that you're missing 2 key players, they're going to come back. Is it good to have this blip early on in the campaign rather than later on where you've got a little bit more catching up to do?
Yeah, it's a good point. I think if you look at us in the last campaign, we drew at home to Israel. Later on, when the game that we were expected to win, we ended up drawing 0-0. So it's going to come, and yeah, we're missing certain players. But I said before the game, wouldn't make excuses. And the players we've got available, they're good players. They are lacking match sharpness, but nevertheless, they're good players. And once we go ahead, we're good enough. We're good enough to do better than what we did in the second half. First half, not too many worries. Second half, I think we were better than that. But we did look fatigued. We looked disjointed. So yeah, it's not the end of the world. There's a lot to play for. It's only 3 games in. These next 2 games are great games. Serbia and the Republic of Ireland. They're expected, the same as us, to be there or thereabouts. So not the end of the world. And this is it's a nice little test for us, actually. You know, we've come back from the tournament with our tails high, and you know, and rightly so. You know, the players deserve that. So it's a nice little test for us. We've just had a little slap on the back of the head to say, hold on a minute. You know, it's not all plain sailing, and certainly not. So no, it's a good test for us.
You used the phrase in your TV interviews that they were too comfortable. You can't, you know, teams like that. We've been known as a counter-attacking team, but then when you win it back, you've got to keep it with a bit of purpose and then put them on the back foot. And we never did that second half for the first 20 minutes of the second half, first 25 minutes, and we're inviting them to step back into the game when really it should have been done by halftime, and it wasn't. So, and all, you know, 1-0 is never won at 1-0. Of course, they get the goal, and they deserve to get the goal in the second half performance. And then we try to come alive again, but you know, sometimes it's a bit late then, and we couldn't bridge that gap, and so it's you know, we're a bit disappointed.
Chris, I thought Gareth Bale played a great game. What are your thoughts on his form tonight and his goal?
Yeah, I think you know, he said he had a quiet game out in Austria, but he set 2 goals up for us. The keeper pulled off an incredible save from him from a header, and in the second half he nearly gets the winner. So tonight, you know, he's got a great header, great goal. I think he'd be disappointed as well in certain situations offensively where we could have done a bit better, but that was all of us, and we win together and we lose together. He's part of the team. He's as disappointed as me and everybody else that we didn't close the game out, but yeah, we can do a bit better than what we did tonight.
Do you believe then there will be any changes for the Serbia game to the team?
Oh, I don't listen. The squad I picked for Serbia isn't. I couldn't even tell you if that's going to be the squad that turns up 2 days or 3 days later. To be honest, that's a long way away. So I'll look at this last camp, study it, and then I'll have a little week away from it, and then I'll get back to it ready for next month.
Chris, there are obviously some things about tonight which disappointed you. How do you communicate that to the guys? Because they've been so good for you this year, obviously. I mean, do you actually give them a bit of a bollocking first time in a while, or how do you handle it?
Yeah, I don't think they. I tell you what they don't want. They don't want a pat on the back when. Not that they don't deserve it, because physically they emptied again physically, but we're better. Strategically, we're better than what we showed tonight. And again, second half when it's 1-1, I opened it up on purpose, played more risky football, and you're always susceptible then to a counter attack, and they've got the players to hurt, and I know they could have hurt us, but I wanted to go for the 3 points. So the game became a bit stretched. But they're disappointed as much as I am that, you know, when we're 1-0 up, we don't just go and do the job and see it through. And they're not the type of people that they want to pat on the back if it's not deserved. So we can be better than what we were today. The big thing for us is we played poorly in the past but got the result and seen it through, and we didn't do that. So that's the big disappointment from us. But I can't look again. I'm sitting here. We've got to push them. We have to push the players. We have to try and get to the next level, and that's not easy. So it's not always going to be win-win, great performance. Sometimes it's not win. Sometimes you slip up. Sometimes you don't play as well as you can, and you need to be honest to yourselves and with each other. And we're certainly always that.
Chris, you said that you wanted or were expecting to win all of your home matches. That hasn't happened. How good a team are Georgia in terms of they haven't managed to get a point before today, but they have now? Are they better than they've been given credit for?
I think they got beat heavily in 1 or 2 friendlies in the summer, pre-tournament. But not so long. They beat Spain in a friendly not so long ago. So then, you know, they're not going to come here and it's going to be. We knew that from the start. We never expected it to be easy.
and they've got good technical players. You look to see where their players are playing, what clubs they play for. They play for decent clubs, their players. So it was always going to be a tricky game for us.
Chris, is there anything you can do about the fatigue? It was a late game on Thursday. Anything you can look at?
We don't dictate. UEFA dictates. They tell us when we play, what day and what time. So there's absolutely nothing we can do. We flew back from the game on Thursday and arrived at, I think we got into the hotel at 3:30 in the morning because we wanted to get back as soon as we could. I'm not hang about. In terms of the kickoffs, we have absolutely no power or no say in, and we're told what day we play and what time we play. No, as soon as we play the second game, generally they disperse. Some of them may stay and see their families. Some of the South William boys may stay and see their families, but most of the guys will go back. They got games at the weekend, so most of them will go home.
Chris, one of the things that's marked this squad is their ability to bounce back from disappointments. And I think of the England game in the Euros. Do you have a confidence that they can do it again, bounce back and get
look, if anybody can do it, this team. I've got more confidence in this team than any team I've ever managed. And it's unusual. We've grown accustomed to me sitting here being super proud, and I'm still proud of them. But I know they can do a bit better than tonight. But it wasn't because, there's reasons for the performance in the second half. First half was okay, fine, no problem. Second half, there's reasons for it. So, I don't want to sit here and be too critical of them because they, the whole nation are proud of them. But we've got to keep pushing them, We have to keep pushing them, and they want that anyway. So the disappointment is there for us all. But again, there's no surprise we bounce back next month. There'd be no surprise to me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.